What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Hope that you're having a lovely day. Thank you as always for being here. You didn't have to, but you are here. What are we going to do today? We're going to listen and watch Booker T and MGs perform live their song Green Onions. This is a 1967 performance here we got here to watch today. So, Booker T and the MGs. I'll admit, I don't think I've ever heard of Booker T and the MGs. I've heard of Booker T the wrestler. that is kind of the extent of my knowledge. Green Onions seems to be a really, really popular piece. I don't think that I'm familiar with it. It could be one of those songs or pieces that like everyone knows, and I don't know. I don't see any lyrics for it, so I'm imagining that it is instrumental. So I just was looking at a little bit of the history of like Booker T and the MGs. I've never, like I said, heard of them, but apparently I thought that this was really interesting. They are one of the first racially integrated rock groups at a time when soul music and the Memphis music scene were generally considered the preserve of black culture. So I think that that's really cool to see like racially integrated people and musicians playing together. And I don't know the history, so I can't speak in totality. But I mean, 1967, for them to be doing this seems pretty significant, you know? And just looking at the band, a picture of the band here, you have two African American and then two white guys. And I think that's really cool. Like that at that time. Listen, let me put it like this: just earlier this morning, I was looking on Reddit. I was just surfing around, and I saw a picture somewhere around the same year of a sit-in happening in a restaurant, in a white-only restaurant, and there was a sit-in happening, and people were pouring like ketchup and sugar and stuff like that on the people who were demonstrating there. And at the same time, you have something like this going on. That's awesome. I think that is like amazing, and especially like the roads that have been made so far and up to today. Even though some roads also have not been great, but there's been a lot of progress made. So, anyways, Green Onions live, Booker T and MGs. Let me go ahead and get this up here. Move my mouse out the way, and let's go. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. That was amazing. Classic, iconic. Yes, I do know that piece. Yeah. When it started, okay, so we've heard Green Onions, aka Scallions. Um, First of all, the musicianship and the way that the piece is built, it's so simple, right? It's an electrified blues song, blues track, hitting all the same notes, but hitting them in a different way, taking established norms and twisting them into something that fits your vision and your creative output. And what Booker T and the MGs did, or NMGs did, I think is brilliant. Seriously, the subtleness of it all, I think, is where the piece really excels. From the guitar solo to the absolute graceful drumming, which I really, really enjoyed. I love how near the end he choked the crash, and then at the same time he would, hit that big riff, big for its time. I love that. Obviously, the organ is going to sound just scorching. It's crunchy. It sears through the music. I love the sound of the organ, and here it's no different. Really, really subtle. I think they were all impressive. I love to see the bassist really get into it. Guitarist is a little more low key, but they're all locked in. I love seeing the way that band members look at each other for those cues. It's something that when you play with other people, like you feel. And I love that they all are feeling this performance. Now, I'm really, really curious because of what I read, right? That they were one of the first racially integrated bands. Is perhaps that's one of the reasons that the audience maybe is a little shocked? They seem a little shocked. I don't know if this is like a Back to the Future, your kids will love this kind of rock and roll kind of shock that they have. Or maybe they just are seeing something totally different that maybe they haven't seen before. This kind of band and group together, not racially segregated, but totally integrated. And not just physically put together on stage. That's happened before. But musically. In a way, because music does go into this realm, spiritually connected together. The way the bandmates are smiling at each other. Having obviously a great time riffing off each other and playing this music. Do you think that shocked audiences at the time? Do you think that they weren't used to seeing this? I don't know. Or it could be the music itself. Maybe they were used to hearing just standard blues and this was completely different. This is the devil's music. I don't know about this specific performance, but either way, I mean, it's really iconic. There's really no other way I need to put that, Looking at some of the background, just reading about this on Wikipedia, they started jamming in the studio one Sunday when a recording session with another singer failed to take place. They played around with the piano groove, even though they decided to use Hammond organ because it sounded better on here. Yeah, it really did. It sounds great on here. So they just kind of jammed this out, I guess, after the singer didn't really work out. And I mean, this doesn't need a singer at all, quite obviously. It says, after recording, Cropper contacted Scotty Moore at Sun Records to cut a record. He then took the record to a DJ on the Memphis station, WLOK, who played Green Onions on air. Due to positive reaction to the public, it was quickly released as an A-side. Remember that? Man, the music business in the 60s. They're jamming, record label cuts a record, takes it to the DJ. Man, remember when the DJ and the radio would really be your exposure to new artists and new music? It's 2022. Artists are doing it themselves. You don't go anywhere. You go to Bandcamp, social media. Artists are doing it themselves. It says originally the composition was supposed to be called Funky Onions, but the sister of Jim Stewart thought it sounded like a cuss word. Funky Onions. I hear it. So therefore it was named Green Onions. And it's not a marijuana reference, but rather the track is named after the Green Badger's cat, Green Onions, whose way of walking inspired the riff. What kind of cat is walking like that? Dun 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 dun. What kind of cat is walking like that? Oh man, that's really funny. Anyways, absolutely fantastic performance. It's a really good piece as well. It's just funky, groovy, bluesy, jazzy. Hits all the right spots, hits all the right notes. What else could you ask for? Let me know what you guys thought of the video, of the piece. You can let me know in the comments below. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel on Patreon. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed my company. Hope you enjoyed my presence. I absolutely enjoy your company and presence. I hope you come back tomorrow. Bye, guys.